Chocalo and Fisherman Road, Fisherman Road.
Cultural land in rural Oahu might be the next battleground over affordable housing.
Even as many North Shore residents fight to keep the country,
developers have their sights set on land around Lae, while some residents are rallying to stop them.
Up until Hawaii became a state, even right outside of Honolulu itself was rural. There wasn't really any major industries except for sugar and pineapple.
It's definitely a community that has to work with the tourist industry.
On the weekends nowadays, you don't want to go anyplace because there's so much traffic.
We want the kids to stay. There's got to be something for them to do. There's got to be jobs. There's got to be growth.
Our community here on the North Shore is very, very tight.
Our rural community wants to remain a rural community, where our beach, parks, and our mountain trails serve as the weekend playground for many looking to escape the concrete jungle and gridlock traffic they face every day.
On Oahu's windward side, a tragic accident this morning. It happened on Kamehameha Highway in Kahaluu, just north of the intersection with Kahekili Highway.
Tell me why his memory's fading away. I told him not to go out that day.
Look what we have to
and
do
I
to hold out.
with flowers at the roadside. I bowed my head and I stopped to pray. A little drink, a little drive around the road that's just a mile. This tragedy's in my hometown. Now listen here, I tell the truth. We got to raise up our youth. We find a way to turn it around. Kahalu's crying tonight. Can you feel the pain in her eyes? Kahalu's crying tonight. I feel a heartbreaker up in the sky. Kahalu's raining today. As she watches her children fall away. Kahalu's children, they're lying in the streets, Lord. Won't somebody tell me why?
My name is Shayla. I'm from Mo'iliili. What I do, I'm an Aina steward. I work here in my house.
My name is Kaini Natwa Johnson from Kahana.
I support to keep the country, especially farms, because obviously we need food to live. The Aina this is the baseline. This is it. This is what is important. This is what, I mean, without the land, what do we have? We can't live off of buildings, right? I mean, that's just a structure for us to live. So the more we develop it, or the more we develop, the more we lose what keeps us alive. That's a very basic understanding of it all, but just the fact that you're taking away people's livelihoods, you're taking away people's identity. We were talking about earlier, if you take away all the kalo, like some of these things are the only things that make us Hawaiian, you know? So if you take away our home, change it up to something that's completely different, are we still Hawaiian? Are we still the people that we were? So I think by keeping our natural spaces, keeping our land as least developed as possible helps us to not only live our basic and fulfill our basic human needs, but to also nurture and take care of our own identities and our own histories and our own cultures.
I oppose this movement. I think everything should be developed. I support the movement mostly because it's a clash of lifestyles. You build so much, or you bring town into these country spaces, and kind of going with what Shayla was saying, whatever she said, I can't remember right now. But to add to that, it's just a lot of different ways of going about life. And when you get country, you get all of this. You get more happiness, more love, more peace. So I think keep the country because it'll keep people happy.
When I take a step back and I look at all the development that's happened in town, in Honolulu, you can definitely see the repercussions there.
You know, when we're getting evicted in Kahana, I'm pretty sure it was something to make space for development. I mean, more or less, again, we are the Kaiāulu, and everything that affects other people, whether that's me personally, friends, or family, we're in the same community, so what affects them affects us, and we gotta stand together, united in the thought that we can make a difference, especially if it's something as beautiful as Malama specifically, so that Hawaiians can stay where Hawaiians are meant to be, and we can preserve our lifestyles and our culture practices.
It's everybody. I love living in town. I'm not gonna lie. Town is so cool. It's so fun. I mean, I know a lot of people look down on it. We're not all close like how everybody out on in the country is. But I think there still is that aspect of community, and I think it gets lost, and I think it's something that we definitely do need to build up more. But I think the issue with town is that there's so much people, and a lot of people from outside areas that are there too, which is not bad. They can become a part of our community, but the fact that we do so much gatekeeping, right? So everybody here, everybody on the east side mostly has been here for generations. A lot of people in town have also been there for generations, but there's a lot of also newcomers coming in, and I think that's where like the issues lie.
A lot of people underestimate how much we can do when we do it together, but again, Mauna Kea, all that action at Hunana Niho, even back then, bringing up getting evicted again in Kahana, I think we would have had a lot more support back then if we had social media, or if it was as prevalent as it is now. Let's use it the right way, and spread that message.
To bring people out, to show them the magic of the country, the magic of these natural spaces. To have people come and experience this and be involved with it more, so that they understand why natural spaces are important and why keeping nature intact is important. Because I think, you know, one of the coolest things I've ever experienced here was a girl who came from New York City, and being here in Hawaii was her first time experiencing nature, you know, like she grew up in a concrete jungle. When she swam up at Ha'akulea, she was just so elated, she was so excited, she was like, oh my god, I'm like in a rainforest, and it was just so cute and so excited to see that. And you can just see that like just people just being in these spaces are what's important and can change people and can, you know, really, really drive that home, that why these things are so important.
We can keep the country for as long as we live. Country survives, it'll keep you alive, happy and well fed, to the city lights that shine so bright. You've had your time, now I'll take mine. We can keep the country, and take the country one more time. We're going to celebrate this life. Everything's gonna turn out right. Kick off your shoes and put your taves on. Head for the taro patch and Tutu's farm. We're gonna go down the beach and check the reef, 'cause sister's coming with the luau leaf. We'll keep the country. We're gonna keep the country green. To keep the country, it takes a country, if you know what I mean. We're gonna celebrate this life, and everything's gonna turn